Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk more about China and see what's in the future. As I speak right now, President Trump is due to fly to China and talk business with Xi Jinping. So I thought it would be very interesting to look at all the charts involved to see if I could make any predictions on where this talk's going and where our future's going. So I'm going to scoot over and show you guys the charts, but before I do, I might as well remind everyone that sign up for my free newsletter, because when you do, you get all of my predictions delivered free to your email address. And while you're at my website, galacticcenter.org, remember to check out my Patreon group. You can scroll down on the first page and see all the opportunities that it offers. Furthermore, don't forget my Galactic Planner. It is going to be an app starting in June. So check it out, galacticplanner.com. And if you want to learn from me, my University of Vedic Astrology is now open for anyone that's starting from the very beginning. You can come on board and start learning from me at any time. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. So here, let's put up the charts first of China, because I think it's very interesting that whenever you look at a chart for a country and then you look at the chart for their leader, usually they have planets that line up, and it's just truly amazing. And so let's put up Xi Jinping's chart below that, and what you're going to find, what is similar, is that Xi Jinping has his moon in K2 right there at 11 degrees of Cancer, 10 and 11 degrees of Cancer. And if you look where Rahu is, Rahu sits at 10 degrees of Capricorn. Now, if you look at China's chart, look where the moon sits at 10 degrees of Capricorn. So that is a very, very important lineup. But what's so interesting is that Pluto, the planet of transformational change, is going to station and is already pretty much there right now as we speak on the moon for China, and it is for Xi Jinping, it is right there up on his Rahu. This is Pluto. Now, that doesn't sound too promising. Pluto can be radical, explosive events, right? But did you know that by July, June 1st, when Jupiter comes into Cancer, it's going to start to approach Xi Jinping's moon. And this is positive for him, very positive. And it will oppose Pluto. So this is great power. But Jupiter being in his first house, being exalted, yes, this is great power for him. But I, for some reason, do not think this is terrible. And, you know, some of you might think, yeah, Pluto's pretty bad. But all at the same time, there is a lot of other things that are going on here. And I want to pull up next to it the United States chart, because I want to see how they're connected. So looking at the chart for the United States, Rahu sits in Cancer, and so does Mercury. So this power play of Pluto with the United States is coming. Major power play. But while Trump is going over there to talk to China right now, transiting Jupiter is still in Gemini. And transiting Jupiter has just crossed over the United States sun at 22 degrees. And if you will notice, For Xi Jinping, his Mercury sits at 21 degrees, right there, practically on the US sun. So Mercury is about negotiations. And if you pull up Donald Trump's chart, he has Mercury at 15 degrees of Gemini. And so what this essentially tells me, they are having conversations, they are talking things out. And what I think is in store for China is that their economy will improve vastly. Now, I don't think China's economy can improve vastly without the help of the United States. Here is what I surmise from these charts. That currently, within the next few months, we are going to have a time of peace. Everyone's going to agree or disagree, but they're going to agree to disagree and try to find commonality and ground. Why? To help the economy in both China and the United States. I think they're going to have some talks that bring them together, because you know what can bring people together in countries more than anything? Money. The economy. You know, so here is really, from what I see with all the planetary energy that is occurring very soon with the Saraswati Yoga. What is that? We're all three benefic planets in June, starting June 22nd through July 4th. Those planets, those three benefics, are going to be in the 7th house of China's chart. That's opponents. That's opponents. So good negotiations and peace with opponents. Now, if we look at Xi Jinping's chart, all three benefics in Cancer will be in his 1st house, which means there are opportunities. There are opportunities for growth, expansion, good things, positive things. Do they really have to control the world, or can they just be a superpower along with the United States? With Pluto coming up and sitting on the moon of the China chart, opposing Xi Jinping's moon, well, I really think that the ball is in the court for the United States by the fact that for China's chart, Jupiter will be in the 7th house of opponents. Jupiter is benefic, and 3 benefics will be there. So this is good for the United States, in other words. And looking at Xi Jinping, with the Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury all in his 1st house, transiting over his natal moon, he has an opportunity to make peace. And I don't know how long that peace will last, but I do think there can be some very positive agreements. I'm not too sure about what's going to happen with Taiwan. That's something else, but I do know that right now, I think they're going to make some agreements that will be very positive. I see peace coming on all accords in June. Now, most of July, yes, but June is going to be a month where people come together with peace and connection, higher consciousness. Everything's going to change. And the one thing that I didn't mention as well, for Donald Trump's chart, those 3 benefic planets, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, will be in his 12th house. And that means foreign lands and countries, agreements and negotiations with foreigners. This is what I see with that. And looking at where his moon is. Now, Donald Trump has a moon in Scorpio. So this means that the 3 benefics will be in his 9th house, which also deals with foreigners and travel. And I think he is negotiating to make peace in the world. And I think we're going to find a lot of this war that's been going on, Ukraine, Iran, threats of it for Taiwan, it's going to settle down. We're going to find a time of peace. Now, will it last forever? No. But for the time being, mark my words, June is pivotal for all of us in a good and powerful way. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information on me, you can always go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org. Thank you.